Alright, so, I'm going to be doing something I haven't done in a while, and that is review two books. Basically, I'm going to be reviewing volumes 2 and 3 of the Image comic series Redneck. This is a comic book series that my friend Chris sent to me. I actually did a review of volume 1 about a year or two ago, so I'm going to have to do some catch up for everybody. But yeah, Chris, thank you once again for sending me this book, and yeah. Now, the comic is written by Donny Cates, a writer I really enjoy, with artwork by Lilisandro Esterin. Hope I'm saying that last name right. But, yeah. So, just so everyone is caught up. Redneck was a image book by Donny Cates. I say was, and we'll get to that in a bit. Where it's basically a really cool idea. It's a really neat, fun idea where it's vampires in East Texas, and it's essentially about a family of vampires who live in the said part of the state. And what they do is they're just kind of living out and kind of existing as a family, just kind of chilling. But after the events of Volume 1, in which shall we say the grandfather really screwed the pooch on everything, they had to leave. So that's what Redneck is about. A family of hillbilly vampires going around Texas and trying to avoid enemies left and right. So what I like about this comic is just like, it's a neat idea that admittedly has been done before, where you have vampires from America. Obviously, American Vampires 1, you've had several comics and even books where vampires are set in America. And yeah, even vampires in Texas isn't anything new. But it really kind of falls into a lot of like Cates's writing style, that most of his comics and runs really kind of focus on family. That's kind of it's kind of almost like Dominic Toretto, where it's like, it's all about family. And that's what a lot of his comics are, is very much family-centric. And this one, while it is a kind of dysfunctional family, it's not like this family of vampire, which are known as the Barletts. They are, they still care and love still care and love one another. They just kind of have that hillbilly twang to them, where it's just very like, you motherfucker, get over here, I love you. And they're all like trying to just kind of just survive in Texas. Then you have the events of Volume 1, in which shit went sideways. I did a review a few years ago of Volume 1. But now they have a new member of their family, which is a former enemy of theirs. The Barletts are at war with another family called the Landrys. It's like where they were a bunch of holy family, and we get more of the Landry Barlett rivalry in these two volumes. But essentially, that member of the Landry family, they should have killed, because it turns out that motherfucker has been making his own set of vampires and is now trying to wage a holy war on the Barletts. Not Barletts, the Bowmans. Barlett is the leader, the head of the family for right now. I meant to say, but yeah, Barlett Bowman. Yeah, it's the vampire's name's the Bowmans, excuse me. So the second volume kind of deals with that, where they're trying to have a new home to stay in, and Perry, the youngest vampire who does have telekinetic powers, it really does go into where they run into some cops, and it almost turns into like a scene from X-Men or like even Firestarter. I would not be shocked if that was like the idea Donnie had for that. Then we have Volume 3, Longhorns. In this volume, essentially what has happened is that the family now has to run again, or what's left of them. I'm not going to spoil anything from Volume 3, but what's left of them is, what's happened is that the family now has to go to Barlett's former lover, July. Her name is July, and they're kind of extended family. So things also are kind of, shall we say, dodgy there, too. Yeah. And July is not looking forward to seeing her former husband again. These comics are brutal, but there is kind of a like loving family to them. there's this level of love and care to this family that you can't help but feel like, aw, isn't that cute? Where it's not, and there's actually some great humor in it too. Now, I will say there is kind of a caveat to that, because there are a total of 5 books. I would like to read volumes 4 and 5, but at the same time, there is kind of an unfortunate note, because there was supposed to be, the comic was actually 4 issues away from being finished. Sadly, Donny Cates' personal life did take a turn for the worst, and the writer was asked not too long ago in an by a fan saying, "Hey, are you guys going to finish Redneck?" It was like 4 issues away from wrapping up the story, and Esterin said, "Sadly, I don't think that's going to happen." Donny Cates has been kind of MIA from writing, and not through his fault. He did go through a divorce. He had a car wreck that damaged his body, and he's still functional. It's just that he's had trouble getting back into writing, and that really does suck. So to have that happen to him is nothing short of just like, man, that's he was a really cool writer. And again, that was one of the things of why his Hulk and Thor runs really came to a tragic end, an abrupt end, the way they did, because of personal life. Which again, I will say once more that like everyone online, like all these like some of these YouTube channels were like making up shit saying, "Oh, Donny Cates was fired because he was like anti-woke or something." And I'm like, get fucked, really get fucked. You guys were made up all this bullshit, and while this man was struggling with like so many problems, and you just reap the benefits of this man suffering with total bullshit. And I know that's just the internet on a whole, but like, guys, fucking Christ, man, that always bothered me, really did. Now, having said that, do I recommend still reading Longhorns and trying to find the other two, like volumes 4 and 5? I would say, yeah, it's still worth a read, and who knows? Like, I would like to get volumes 4 and 5 of Longhorn on the fact of maybe they'll finish the series and they can release volume 6. Like, that's my whole hope with all of this, is that maybe, just maybe, maybe volume 6 can be released. Like, that's my hope, is that if I, because knowing my luck, I'll be like, oh shit, Donny Cates and Lisandro got back to the comic and finished the final 4 issues, or did it as like a prestige issue or something like that. And oh shit, now volumes 4 and 5 are now hard to get. So I would like to keep collecting the comics on that ground of, not only is it a good story, it is unfinished, but hey, you never know. Anyway, like I said, I highly recommend Redneck. It's a fun take on the vampires, and I think this could work as a show. I really do. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's my review of Redneck Volumes 2 and 3. Once again, I'd like to thank my good friend Chris for sending me this comic. Chris, thank you once again, brother. And if you've read Redneck, let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.